Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation, life, energy coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. I do recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me to complete my coaching program, and we meet 2 to 3 times per week. This frequency also doesn't exist and didn't exist until I came on the scene of manifestation circles, of which I later became aware. It's a kind of a circle situation. But I don't fit in because I believe in innovation. I believe in doing things the right way. And I believe to really listen. This is my primary job. When you come into coaching with me, I have a lot of questions. We cover a lot of ground. Your history is very important and very interesting to me because I want to understand what you have done thus far. What have you been manifesting in your belief system, most importantly? And it helps me get to know you, obviously, but most importantly, help you get to where you want to be. I do spend a considerable amount of time processing whatever we need to process for you to become a different person, molecularly speaking. The shift that you're seeking is within you. And that's what I work on in my coaching. Only then, after the shifts have become self-evident, and they are pretty systematic in my coaching. I know what works. I've been doing this for 9 years, and you need a shift in order to be able to manifest correctly. In order to be able to manifest fast, you really need to become of a higher frequency. And a lot of the people that are coming in and coaching with SP problems really don't have so much of an SP problem as a self-esteem or the lack of confidence due to their upbringing, childhood, trauma panorama, as I call it. And so the idea is once you process this, you have to shift. You will effortlessly manifest. So that's not even the focus, although I do give you every single trick in my jewel box, such as magic spells, energy work, different ways of understanding how to create most effectively. And nobody can teach you what I teach in coaching, that's for sure. I do have a copycat that I outed. However, even with everything that she copied, she hasn't been able to copy the way I care for people, for one, but also there's a lot that I didn't get to cover with her, which was the most important thing in my opinion, because if you noticed, my style of delivery and my focus is on you and also on the energy. And energy is everything. If you get yourself on a higher frequency, you can manifest like a master magician that you are. So on Saturday, all the information from me is below. By the way, the best idea is to pre-book. Always sign the coaching agreement and let me know the your first availability to have our first session. There's also the monthly audios, which I very much recommend. It's entry-level coaching, step by step. I guide you through certain understandings. I develop it a lot more, and it's material from my coaching that I share, as well as the material that I was saving up from my book. And also the video school for those of you that for whatever reason cannot come into my coaching. That's done really well. So Saturday we have a live. I already posted, so you can just click the bell so you remember to join. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The topic is your SP is looking for you. So what we will be discussing is the fact that it's not about manifesting your SP back. He hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, it's you who felt the need to explore this time to fix your issues, to be completely blunt, and to really reconsider on which frequency do you want to reside. So your ideal marriage, your ideal version of your SP already exists. It's out there. Everything already exists simultaneously. It's you who created the situation of separation. And by the way, I don't mean it in a blameful way. I really mean it just in how it works way. In terms of metaphysics and energy, you created this experience for a reason, in order to be able to learn once and for all what it is how it is you want to live, essentially. Because a lot of people, what happens is, if you don't do this deep dive into your subconscious, into your belief system, into your emotions, it's always going to be there. So inevitably, you will see this kind of yo-yo manifestations in your life, where you are manifesting things, but you're not consistent, or you're not able to keep and hold on to those manifestations. This is a very kind of common situation that happens to a lot of people in the manifestation circles. And I feel it's precisely because not a lot of coaches do this deep dive and aren't really qualified to do it. Parenthesis here, not for nothing. Having no success stories of their own in their own personal lives, having not experienced what they're talking about. Unfortunately, it exists out there. I mean, I think you all know this. So this superficial approach never works. You really need to address the demons. You really need to get familiar with that scary part that is still there, that you, for some reason, you're holding on to. And this brings me to my other point. If any of you out there right now listening in, and by the way, if you're new, like, subscribe, and share, as they say, put the bell, for notifications, because you will really learn on this channel a lot of things that nobody really discusses in the way that I am. Very straightforward, very practical approach. I have a very kind of to the point, okay? No dilly-dallying, no fucking vortexes, and nothing like that. Very straightforward, very, useful information you can apply on a daily basis, essentially. I feel like what a lot of people experience when they get discouraged in their manifestations, because sometimes it doesn't work, okay? You've heard that a lot, like manifestation is not real, it doesn't work, I give up, I'm tired, you'll hear things like that from people. Or maybe it's you, I don't know. And I feel like it's important for me to say that if you find yourself in a situation like that, you haven't done doing the work on yourself. And there is a reservoir, I bet you money, of some kind of an emotion, okay? Either from the past, usually from the past, or something that you need to simply, forgive somebody. In other words, programming or unforgiveness, okay? Programming of a certain kind, especially if one of your parents was a narcissist or abusive in any shape or form. And abuse can take many different forms. It could be emotional abuse. It could be physical abuse. It could be mental abuse. Emotional, in my opinion, is the most damaging. Okay. Now, you might tell me, no, I've forgiven my parents and this and that. But the idea is that your life, it doesn't just, change without you being involved. You need to take action. Okay, so chances are this programming has lasted for a number of years, a number of decades. And it's very arduous to hold on to something like this and keep a repetitive cycle without getting tired, without getting discouraged. In other words, what I am saying, if you're not manifesting, you have not processed yet something that may not be obvious to you, or maybe it's very obvious. Well, to me, it always is in a session with a person. What is the area of, that needs healing, essentially? What is still being carried over, in other words, to your creation and is not coming along? In other words, you cannot manifest from a desperate vibration, from a vibration of lack. It isn't happening anytime soon. If you're not in sync with the vibration of your item that you're trying to manifest, or a specific person, or whoever or whatever, it isn't going to happen. No matter how much you force it, you're better off just completely giving up in the middle of trying to force it. The forceful way doesn't work. What works is addressing the pink elephant in the room. And oftentimes it'll be, like I said, some resentment, unforgiveness, something to let go of. Energetically, if you're tied to the old reality of any kind, to an old cycle that keeps itself, on a loop, that needs to be addressed first before you embark on a journey of something new. It just doesn't go with the new reality where you're trying to go. It's like one time there was a guy in I forget his name, so please forgive me. I know he's a subscriber, and he was asking me a question during my live. What should he do about his SP? And he was with another woman. So I told him, get rid of your other woman and your SP will have space to come in. So it just works just like that. Where you need to make room, and making room doesn't necessarily mean in the physical reality. It really means emotionally. Okay, if there's a lot of clutter, like I normally say, or usually used to say on my channel, if there's a pile of garbage in the living room, you can't enjoy the fucking caviar and guests. It stinks, okay? It has a shitty vibration. How else do I say it? It's impossible, darling. It's impossible to entertain guests of high class guests and enjoy the show and the show. I'm already in my dreams where Lenny Kravitz performs at my party, kind of deal. You can't enjoy it because it stinks in the atmosphere. That energy has to clear, and it could be a variety of things. I don't know your story, you know your story, but something that, listen up. We all have shit, that we've gotten through, kind of like whatever. But what is the emotional, stance of yours today on that kind of experience? Are you still attached to it, in all honesty? Are you still dwelling on it? Are you still unforgiving, not forgiving this person or people, plural? And are you free of this nonsense, or of this person that fucked you over, or whatever? You have to cleanse yourself. It's kind of like taking a shower, an emotional shower, an energetic shower of letting go. Otherwise, people do create diseases, people do create monetary problems, and all sorts of other fucking problems. And of course, your personal relationships will get affected. Let go of this crap. And my advice would be, yes, to do it in coaching, because on your own, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. The coach will direct you in a very, if they're any good, in a very seamless, effortless, but very intelligent way. You're just going to have to trust that person, I feel, obviously, and it has to that person has to resonate with you in order to really go to these dark corners that by yourself you might not have gone. And that's basically the idea behind what needs to happen. Otherwise, the tiresome part is not really the manifestation part. The tiresome part is to continue holding on to this crap. Quite frankly, continue holding on even to the thoughts that you're thinking about whatever that it is that bothers you right now. Holding on to anything long term produces the manifestations that you don't want. Temporarily, I agree. Listen, I'll be the first one to admit I am very transparent on my channel, transparent in my life. I feel something, I express it. I have to. I'm very transparent like that. I love that I am that way. I've always been that way. All right. Not a lot of my boyfriends liked it. Okay. But who fucking cares? They're all losers. And, not for nothing, expressing yourself is a very valuable tool for yourself, for your self-love. And then finding that person or creating rather that person who loves you just the way you are. And yes, you can turn your SP into that. But very important, parenthesis here, expressing and getting really friendly with your emotions, the good ones and not so good ones, not to shy away from that, okay? You cannot replace what you can do with your emotions in terms of manifestation. You just can't. That's the energy work. You're working with your emotions. So that's how important that is. If your life right now is in disarray in any shape or form, you really need to work on the emotional health of it. Now, I'm not a mental health practitioner. I am a coach, and I know how to do how to process emotions in my coaching. That's what I've learned for myself bigly, okay, in my life. It just cannot be. Otherwise, you just won't be able to jump timelines, to jump parallel realities on command and manifest, thus manifest, being too attached to something. Expressing emotions, yes. Holding on to them, no. Now I wanted to share a glitch in the matrix story over here, which is really funny. Listen, to me, this is kind of like, I don't know, really easy and really fun to entertain myself. But this is just how easy it is. All right, so I'm sharing another success story. And well, you'll see. It's kind of like, it is for the time being, okay? You'll see. Okay, here's the story. There's two townhouses being combined in my area. I think they're already combined them, but whatever. They're doing some construction, the renovation on this huge property. And there, as you would, there's lots of these, I don't even know what to call it, but lots of stuff around that townhouse, those two townhouses that, the workers need in order to barricade it, etc. It's wires and this and all sorts of things. I don't even know what the names are. And in order for me to walk my dog in certain favorite places, I kind of have to, walk around it, and it's just cement everywhere and all these kinds of things, as you would have, when you're doing a renovation like that. And I lamented, I don't know, a few days ago, when will they be done already? Okay, because I've had it with this fucking construction situation. And not for nothing, the construction workers keep checking me out. I don't prefer that. Like, really don't enjoy that kind of deal. Really true story, okay? So this morning, I'm walking my dog, and I'm so serious when I say it. They were done. They were done with the townhouse. Completely. There's not a shred of evidence of any of this construction mumbo jumbo. It looked like they had a ways to go, but they're done. And I mean done. Like the road is clear. Everything is just situated. I was like, what is going on here right now? There were all these workers, there were all this stuff happening, and all of a sudden it's just done. That's it. The townhouse is finished. And I was like, how could this possibly be? Am I this good? In manifestation, like, it literally really kind of took my breath away. And so I really was curious. And at the time of walking my dog, I was, I had a meeting right after it. And I didn't want to talk to them because there was maybe one person around, and I wanted to ask them questions just to get this like story straight. And wouldn't you know, I passed by it right after my meetings just out of curiosity, like if it's going to be the same or what it was going to be. It's back to normal. I'm so serious. It's back to normal. It's back to having all of these barricades and things. Yeah. I'm in shock right now. I'm gonna go walk my dog tonight. I'm gonna let you know during the live what happened. Oh my God. It was trippy. I'm not going to lie. It was trippy. I'm still tripping out on that. So you'll see, this is what I'm telling you. Your SP is looking for you because you're on the wrong frequency. If I get myself on the right frequency, I'm not going to see those construction, whatever things around anymore. This is how we tune ourselves into frequencies. This is how we experience realities. It can happen just like that. It's funny, but it's true. And I mean, I've experienced it before. I don't know why it is kind of like a little bit shocking to me. I've done this with other things. I've made fixtures disappear, like the scaffoldings and this and that, and other things. People wouldn't recognize me. But for some reason, like that many people and this much construction disappeared. It was a moment. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, too much magic over here. Too much magic. Oh, Lord. Anyway. I'm having so much fun with this. I swear. You know, the fun part is that I teach people how to do it and to get themselves to like this state of nonchalantly say something, even lamenting about it, like not be pissed off about it, like utterly like whatever. No, just kind of like, oh, I wish that they were already done kind of deal. And it just produced a result, okay, a shocking one. So maybe I didn't accept that reality, went back to normal, that kind of deal. But that's what we're talking about here. This is how easy it is. People get sometimes pissed when I say it's easy. It's the preparation of jumping into a parallel reality. What you're doing in coaching with me is you're massaging yourself into this reality. This time of night, I slip into my Russian accent. Can't say anything. How you can slip into this reality seamlessly so. It happens in seconds, I would say. But the preparation, the massaging yourself into believing, first of all, that things like that could happen to you. And then massaging your psyche, your emotions, your thoughts into the person who's living this life right now. Getting yourself there, talking down the drama, like I said in, I think it's my previous audio, and talking up the self-confidence. That's what it really is. The self-confidence in what? That you're creating all of this. And your SP is not separate from you. So he or she does not have a say-so. First of all, what's going to happen next, how fast it's going to happen, and how they're going to act. It's not for them to decide that at all. In fact, what you're kind of living right now, the residue of maybe no contact or maybe some kind of drama, essentially, that took place. It's like you have been participating in a theater production based on your own fears, insecurities, and beliefs, and the actors left, the theater stage is no more, long left, and you're still under the impression that it's, that it's happening, that it's here right now. Why not design a new story? And the new story equals new opportunity to create a new future, meaning now. A new opportunity to live a new story, a new parallel reality that exists right now. So, in fact, everybody's waiting on you. The entire universe is looking at you, waiting for a command that you will produce for them to carry out. The new stage, the new show, the new, movie. What will it be? And your SP is very much a part of the universe that's going to respond to your change, to your inner change. So this is why being honest in this work is really mega powerful. It will completely explain where you are. In other words, if you're one of these people, okay, don't come into coaching with me. If you're one of these people, by the way, who are like, I've done my work, I know everything, just teach me how to manifest. No, if you have done the work, you would be honest about how you feeling, and usually I get to the truth 99% of the time. No, just kidding, 100. And I find out later on with people like that they're not honest at all about how they feel. So if you truly want to save yourself the fucking time and do something about it, just get to the point quicker. Okay, you don't feel good. This is why it is out picturing what it is out picturing. And if you're one of these people who isn't accustomed to talk about their feelings, feel their feelings, and be aware of them, then you have even more work to do, because you need to even identify how you feel and then examine that. But that is where it's at. There's no like huge enormous secret that I'm exposing here. It's just what it is, and the truth of this will truly set you free. Okay, because then there will be no wondering what you will need to do in order to shift yourself. But that's the work, and everybody's individual, and everybody has their story, like I said. So anybody can say, well, go believe a new story, and that's just it, just manifest it. But what does it take for you personally to start believing in manifestation, little by little, perhaps? And what will specifically for you uh, do it in terms of believing again in your own power? And I think that's where coaching is absolutely mandatory for people, especially that don't understand why they're struggling and why they don't manifest. So we'll discuss these topics and more. And please bring your questions to the live. Really enjoy your questions. And if you have any questions about the coaching, all the information from me is below. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, ciao, ciao.